I wanted a burrito and they weren't open. And so I was like banging on the windows and I punched it open.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I broke the windows.
Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Bad Times, Good Stories podcast. My name is Joe Flanders. I hope you're having a fantastic week. And I am in Ohio, visiting family and taking some meetings, trying to get some work here in the home city. So it's been nice hanging out with some folks and meeting some new people. Good times. I am very happy to share with you this week's episode of the show with Austin Schauer. Really funny guy. I took a sketch writing class with him, and he made me laugh a lot, so I thought he'd be good on the show. And we talk about the numerous noise complaints that he got in college and how that affected him, as well as living with a 99-year-old man. Not romantically. But that would, I kind of wish it was romantically, because that would be amazing, given that he was 24 at the time. It's a good episode. We had fun. This is one of those banter episodes where I think we just had fun making each other laugh. So hopefully we make you laugh as well. If you enjoy it and you do laugh, feel free to give us that 5 stars on iTunes. It's always greatly appreciated. You can also check out Bad Times Good Stories Pod.com for past episodes, merch, and a link to the Patreon page. And you can email me at badtimesgoodstoriespodcast@gmail.com. That's all I've got for now. So here's the episode with Austin Schauer. So how was your day?
It was good.
Where are you working? You're doing community relations for a retirement home or something?
No. Yes, I do. I'm trying to outreach the community and get people on board with the retirement home because you have to convince people they don't want old people living in their neighborhoods.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets tiring.
I would imagine.
It's exhausting. So, no, I actually do data entry for a retirement community. No, I'm just kidding. It's for a homeless shelter in Pasadena. So
okay.
I'm the data entry guy. Yeah. So Union Station, out in Pasadena.
I was close. Not really. How is it?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah?
It's pretty laid back.
Yeah. What are you entering? What data are you entering?
Just about the clients, like who they are, their age.
How long they've been there?
How long they've been there, like when case managers have like outreached to them, or like just making sure our data is squared in case we get audited.
Man, who's going to audit a homeless shelter?
You know who it is?
Are there a lot of scams?
No, it's like internal auditing mostly. It's like a bigger organization like the Los Angeles Department of Homeless.
What's the average length a person stays at this shelter?
I think it's a year to 2 years. Like they usually that's like the average length it takes to get someone housing. Like the whole project it's at a shelter, but the idea is to get people like affordable housing or public sustainable housing is the idea.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so it's been good, and you see like the whole inner workings of not only the homeless scene but like the real estate and like the disparity between those two.
Right.
So it's been wild.
Wow. How many people are living there at any given time?
You know, I have the answer on my phone and my email, but I don't know.
You don't have the data?
I don't have the I hope my boss doesn't watch it. This is being live streamed into her house.
Yes, specifically. That's why I'm asking you about your job so
this
intently.
Has all been a ruse.
Yeah.
Wait, you're wearing the logo. You can't see it, but
it's true.
Wow.
I work for the shelter as well.
This has been a long con.
Yes, a very long con. So you don't have an anscer? You have no idea how many people were there?
I think there's like 60.
Okay.
I want to say.
Sure.
It sounds like a good number. I think there's.
You could have said anything, and I'd go along with it. Sometime on one of the other podcasts that I'm on, I talk about my passionate voting issues for what if a presidential candidate endorses these things, I'll vote for them regardless of anything else.
Yeah.
Those things are banning all hand dryers except for the one where you stick your hand in, and then it kind of funnels on both sides.
I like that.
Every other one is completely pointless.
Yeah.
They talk about how they're saving energy. You have to wipe your hands on your pants.
There's no
there's no point. Like you stand there and it doesn't. It's completely
it's like a lukewarm,
superfluous.
like air sputtering out.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's terrible, and I think they should be banned. More recently, and this may be a hackneyed joke at this point, not even a joke. I bought. My girlfriend requested the Trader Joe's Capri Suns.
Yes,
they're quite good.
Yeah.
But why in God's name are the straw in the contraption should not exist? Do you know what I'm talking about? Because it's like a the juice receptacle. That'd be a trash can.
Yeah.
The juice container is not like a milk carton. It's like solid.
Right.
It's like all loopy
it's
and
like plastic.
Yeah,
like soft plastic.
It doesn't bend.
Yeah.
Well, it does bend.
I see your point. I see what you're saying.
Anyway, I got juice all over my pants.
Is that the bottom line?
And then I had to dry my pants, and then they were already they were sticky from the juice.
Yeah.
When I tried to dry my hands on my pants because the heater wasn't working.
Oh, so you were trying to open the container.
Yeah.
Got the juice. Went into
a public bathroom. Tried to dry my hands.
Clean it up.
Then they got sticky from the juice on the pants already. Then I had to rewash my hands. And then there was no way for me to dry them because it was either lukewarm air or sticky pants.
Yeah, and both bad options.
Today has been very hard.
Was this at Trader Joe's? You were opening one while you were in line?
Well, I'm not that eager.
Yeah.
I showed some restraint.
You waited until you paid for it.
Keep the mouth up.
Oh, sorry.
Or you can arrange it if you're more of a sit back kind of guy.
I'm kind of just all over the place.
All over the place. Yeah. So this is your friend.
Yeah.
You can just go wherever you want to go. How dare you?
That was a beautiful redirection.
Thank you. Yeah, because we are on a podcast and we should talk about things.
That's true.
Of slightly more importance than my sticky hands.
It's important.
And pants.
Joe, it's important.
I'm still wearing the pants.
You're sticky.
Yeah.
I should mention he's very sticky right now. He was in the chair when I got here.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a weird intro I gave you for this episode. We're doing an after dark episode of the show here.
Oh, it's usually
a daytime.
No way.
So I don't know why I'm looking at the camera like it's an
Which
after
camera?
dark scandalous episode.
We aren't wearing anything. You can't see, but I have no pants on. He has underwear on.
Yeah, that are also sticky.
Yeah, they're sticky for different reasons.
Yeah.
It was an actual Capri Sun,
It
not
was.
the Trader Joe's.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about, I guess, the story is how I got a bunch of noise complaints and then ended up living with a 99-year-old man.
Okay. All right. A 99-year-old man?
99-year-old
Okay, where
man.
was this?
It was in Kansas. I'm originally from Kansas.
Okay.
I lived with a guy in Missouri.
Oh.
But it's in the Midwest. I mean,
Right.
It's a Midwestern story at heart.
Sure.
You're going to have that good family
Right.
connection.
That's good.
Those casseroles. You
Mm.
know what the Midwest is famous for? You're an Ohio
I am.
person.
Ohio's more known for chili.
That's your thing?
Yeah.
Chili.
Cincinnati chili. Skyline chili.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Although casseroles were a part of my daily life.
They still are.
Oh, yes.
He
Every day.
was eating a casserole when I walked in.
So many casseroles. Okay, so you're living with a... so why did you have to... Yeah, you take it away.
Okay, so I'm from Topeka, Kansas.
Okay.
Originally. Went to high school, everything there. Graduated from high school. Washington Rural High. Go Junior Blues. Then
Junior Blues?
That was our mascot was the Junior Blues, I believe.
What is that? Is that like for people is that the kid version of like having the blues?
It's like when
junior?
you're sad but not like depressed.
Right, because
Like,
you haven't like lived a life yet.
you don't know enough to get sad. It's like you don't get juice or candy or something.
Right.
So that was our mascot. Yeah, it was a weird mascot.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Junior Blues. Like,
Very lethargic fan base.
yeah. It was mostly sad children that would come to the games. And we weren't very good either.
Well, that didn't help. Or
You
maybe
know,
it did.
Yeah,
in
maybe
that
it
regard.
was more fitting. If
Yeah.
you know anything.
Yeah.
I guess it was a junior version of like the college in town, which was the Washburn Ichabods. Like the Ichabods was
Of Ichabod Crane.
of Ichabod Crane.
Okay, so the
Kind
mascot.
of. I guess I never.
Is there another Ichabod?
I don't think so. Maybe there's one in the Bible. I feel like there's, but this one had. Like,
I don't recall the Book of Ichabod.
Oh, you didn't have that one? That's one of the bonus After Dark.
Are you a reader of books?
Yes.
Do you see sometimes they have the postscript versions of books where they have additional information? It's like bonus features but for books.
Yes, yeah.
So this, like, the Book of Ichabod was in the PS version of the Bible.
Exactly. It's like the liner notes. It's like, hey, this was edited out, but like this was a rough draft God had. And
thank God you got my reference. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about, thank you for going along.
Yeah,
with it.
no,
otherwise
I know.
it would have just crashed and burned.
No, I do know those.
Nice, you got it. Cool, back in the game.
No, I've read a lot of those books. I've read a lot of those parts of the books in lieu of the actual.
Yeah, I mainly read those at Barnes and Noble, so I don't have to buy the book.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, what happens? And then they tell you the premise, and you're like, oh, I don't need to read it, or read the Wikipedia article about it.
Exactly.
Or watch the Wishbone episode.
Okay, so wait, so you were the junior version of the Ichabods?
Yeah, that was like what the Junior Blues like looked like, was a junior version of
junior Ichabod.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
I'm kind of intrigued.
It's kind of weird.
It's the weirdest mascots I've
guess
ever
it's
heard.
weird. It's weird now. That, like, to me, it was like just so normal.
Sure.
But
who were the Ichabods? What was the mascot?
It was like a guy in like white pants, like a blue kind of like stable boy shirt. I would say like a hat. Like I realize now I don't think it was Ichabod Crane, but it was just I don't know why they did that.
Your rivals, the Headless Horseman.
They were that was. Really, our rivals were the Trojans in high school.
The Trojans of the Ichabods.
Yeah, like, so there were horses. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Washburn Roll Junior Blues. There we go.
Okay, all right.
So I'm from Topeka. Went to school in Lawrence, Kansas, at the University of Kansas.
Okay,
and so
the Jayhawks, a legitimate team,
actually good team.
Yes.
And I followed. I would like watch games on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
But so I went there, and my junior and senior year, I lived in a house with some of my friends, and I lived in the basement with my buddy. Sam Goodrich. He was a drummer, and so we would jam all the time, and we would also have parties at the house.
Now, you didn't play any instruments, right? You would just bang on the walls.
I would bang
something?
on the walls.
Okay.
We had like makeshift drums for me, like
the paint can,
pots and pans, any kind of
cool.
So I was a noisemaker. It was actually kind of like experimental. It was like I don't expect you to get it, Joe.
No.
But it's like actually really interesting. And
I'm sure.
It's actually it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, so I would play guitar, bass, or whatever. Yeah. But Sam would play drums, and we'd have other friends come. And a couple times, I feel like we would like jam quite a bit. I can't quite remember the timeline of the story, but we'd also have parties at the house. Just have people over, like
as
in college, as you do. And we got, I believe, a series of noise complaints from that. So cops show up, like, "Hey, stop doing that."
Who were your neighbors? Were they also college students?
They were not. College students. One was a professor, but like, he was like a cool professor, But they were not college, which is weird because it was like a college neighborhood. Like everybody else was, except for like the people immediately around our house.
Yeah, they've been there for 40 years.
Yeah,
like, we're not leaving.
Yeah,
we'll be annoyed all of the time,
forever. Like,
but we're not moving.
I get that if you have a mortgage and stuff, but at the same time, think about that when you're moving. And I don't know.
Right,
I have no beef with them.
Good.
I do. I just no.
Yeah.
So we had a couple parties. I wasn't even there at one of them because I was sick, so it didn't matter. Like, but we all had like this on our permanent records or whatever. So then we went to get them expunged. Right?
Okay.
So we go to City Hall and all that stuff, and I like banged on the door and like accosted the mayor and said, "This will not."
Like John Luther, you banged on the door instead of church, it was City Hall.
It was City Hall, and I said, "This will not stand. You cannot imprison me in your bars of steel."
Right.
And so the mayor was like, "You need to leave. There's a due process. We live in a society." So we went to the municipal court. I think we got on diversion is what it was. So it was like none of this will show up.
Right.
You just had to pay money.
Yeah.
So it cost me like money.
Okay.
That I'd earned from working.
Thank you for clarifying.
I just want people to think
You didn't just have money.
I didn't just have.
You don't
money.
come
I don't
from money.
come from money.
Yeah.
I'm not landed gentry or whatever.
Okay, so you had to give the money
So I had to
that
give
you
them-
had worked to
I
make.
earn money, and I give my hard-earned money over to the Lawrence, Kansas municipal government.
Right.
And so I did that, and then a couple months later, I guess it was maybe 5 months after that happened.
Okay.
It was like April of 2013. I was about to
Okay.
graduate college. And then me and Sam, the drummer, and then another buddy of ours who sings, Alex, we were jamming. We were rocking hard. We played some Billie Jean. We did some other stuff. I think I was on bass this time. So I was grooving.
Slapping the bass.
I was slapping the bass.
Right.
I was doing bass solos, bass fills, the whole 9 yards. And then we're midway through Message in a Bottle by the Police when the actual police show up. And they bang on the door. They're like, you boys have been bad. You're getting a noise complaint. And so part of the deal of our earlier, what's it called? The thing I just said.
Noise complaint?
No, the...
Expunged?
Yeah, the expunging, the diversion.
Yes,
Part of
the
that
diversion.
deal was like, you're not going to do this anymore. And we're like, yeah, no, we won't.
I don't know if I'm just having... Why are they treating you guys like this is like you're sex offenders?
I don't know.
I thought noise complaints were a complete joke.
No, it's
Like-
like a huge... Like, I guess we had so many of them. Like,
Oh, okay. So the one that the diversion thing was not the first one.
right, it was for 3 of them. We
Okay,
had 3,
all right,
and I was only
okay.
there... Sorry,
I missed that
I'm
part.
not good at this. So I was I was there for the first and the third.
Okay.
And the second one I wasn't there, but I still got it because I
Out of
lived at the
association,
house.
right.
Yes, I was downstairs asleep in my little bed.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
And
you paid
so-
for with your hard-earned money.
my hard-earned money
Yes.
still had to go towards the diversion.
Right. Okay. Now
so
I
then
get
part of the deal was like, you guys won't do this anymore, and you will be good boys, and we'll all be cool.
it. Yeah.
And so, of course, we couldn't do, for whatever reason. We were jamming, blew that. It wasn't like we even had a party. It was just the 3
Right.
of us hanging out, being loud, I guess. I mean, it was like 11 at night on like a Thursday. Looking back on it, it makes perfect sense.
Right.
But at the time,
College logic.
yeah,
Yeah.
at the time we were rocking, man.
Right.
And we couldn't be stopped. And I won't be stopped. So the cops come, and then we get another diversion. So Sam and I have to go back to court, and we're like, we hired this lawyer, I think this time, and his name was John Friedman. He was like a great little guy, loved to fish. And so he hooked us up, and the judge was like, you swear you won't ever mess around again? And we're like, we promise we won't. We'll
Right.
be good. So everything was cool.
Yeah.
So I had just graduated from college, and I'm an English major. I'm a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, 22-year-old
With a great vocabulary.
with a great vocabulary, red-blooded American male.
Yes.
I mean, that summer, I didn't really have any job prospects. I didn't know what I was going to do. For whatever reason, I was like, maybe I'll be a professor. Everything will work out. Or I'll be a writer. Everything will be... Because I didn't really know how the world worked. I was like, duh. I'm just not, like... I don't catch on to things very quickly.
Sure. Yeah.
You know? And so... I had started dating my girlfriend in like March or so, and she was going to study abroad in England for a year.
Mhm.
So we were going to stay together, and I was going to visit her. So I was like, I need a job to pay for the tickets.
Right.
And then my dad had a friend over from grad school. So my dad is a psychologist. He's still alive.
Good.
And one of his buddies, one of his buddies was over, and they were just hanging out. And he was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "You have an English degree?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I've been trying to work on a book for years because he had this he has this business, and called the Insight Inventory. We can plug that." But he had this business, and like it had done well, but it hadn't had like a book of all his stuff written.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I could totally help you like amass that and figure something out, like edit it, like it'd be a cool project.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, but the company is struggling right now, and we don't have any money. And I was like, no, so I can't work hard to get the money. So he's like, but he like lives in this house on this like big property in Kansas City, and then there's a house adjacent to the property where he's like my 99-year-old dad lives,
Okay.
Larry. And I was like, you could live there for free if you want, and then figure out a way to get money, and you could help me out. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This sounds weird.
Not the most enticing offer.
Not the most enticing offer. And then I was
free
like,
housing is
free housing is nice.
something.
It's
Yeah.
something. It was like a house, like a free house.
So his proposition was for you to live with his 99-year-old father in exchange for helping you with his book.
Right, because the dad. So Larry had like he was 99. Like he was kind of like not dement. Like he was just slowing down.
Sure.
And like
Yes.
and so he would try to like escape. He would get confused and try to escape at night.
Oh.
And so like they would have we put alarms on eventually. I don't know if he had just put them on when he came to visit, and like Larry would like go out and get confused where he was, and like it'd be nice to have someone there who like, would hear. My real only job with that was like hear those buzzers. I go get him, bring him in, make sure he's okay, because he's gonna wander away or whatever,
Okay. Sure.
And so I was like, I don't know what to do. So I talked to my dad, and he was like, what the hell, just do it. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do it. Fine. Yeah, it could be fun. Like,
I'll write my own book about this one day.
Right. And I was like very literary and pretentious. I was like, oh, I'm gonna find so much meaning in this, and like it's gonna be like so. I was like very like thinking of the meaning of words and stuff. And Larry's like this 99-year-old like ex-farmer.
Yeah.
So he'd been a farmer since he was like 5. So he retired. He retired
98.
He retired when he was like 75.
Okay.
Which was before I was born at the time.
Yeah.
Like it would have been, I hadn't been alive as long as he'd been retired from being a farmer.
Yeah.
So it was like a weird thing. And so I went to meet him and stuff, and we like hung out. And Patrick was his son. So Larry's the old guy, and Patrick was the guy I worked for.
Yeah.
And we did the editing and stuff for his company.
Yeah.
So I move in there at the end of, I think it was beginning of September. Yeah, end of August, beginning of September. And so Larry has these like caregivers that come during the day, and they were kind of like, I don't know, kind of annoying, and he didn't like them. So eventually it became that they could actually pay me to like cook dinner for him, because he like loved mashed potatoes, gravy, really easy stuff to make. So I would cook for Larry, and that's how I made enough money. And then I would also mow for Patrick. So those were the jobs I was doing to get my hard-earned money.
Okay. All right. So you basically became his caretaker?
I became his caretaker, while I'm helping his son edit stuff.
Right.
Meanwhile, in the background. So I move into September. First month goes great.
Yeah.
Then in October, I go back to see my friends in Lawrence. So this is all taking place in Kansas City. So Kansas City is about, I don't know it's like 30 minutes away from Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the mileage. It's like, I want to say it's like 30 miles, but you can get that far in 30 minutes. Here you can't. So
yeah. No, I do know that.
It's nuts. It's that Midwestern exchange rate.
It's wonderful.
It's nuts. Anyway, so we were going to have a roast for one of our friends. And so like
pig roast?
Comedy roast. Yeah, pig. Well, yeah, that was part of the joke. We had a big old pig.
Yeah.
Split down the middle, apple in his mouth, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
So we have a roast for one of our friends. We all wrote jokes for it. I was really excited. And so I was working on the jokes.
That's cool.
And then we had it at the beginning of October, and I was like pretty nervous to do it. And so I remember just drinking a lot of white wine that night. And I get it goes well, it's fun. And then I had way too much to drink. And then I like don't really remember the rest of the night. I woke up the next day like, oh, I need to not do that, and not drink as much.
Where'd you wake up?
I think in my bed. It was fun.
Oh, you made it home.
I made it not to Kansas City. Like it was probably on a couch somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I was in a safe place. I didn't. Yeah.
All right.
And I was like, that's weird. I have these like red marks on my fingers, and like just on my knuckles. Like,
okay.
I was
like you'd been punching something.
Like I'd been punching something.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know what is. I don't know what happened here. And I guess this is really the heart of the story. This is what I should have led with the name.
Cool.
The surprise is like, whatever. so then the next week, I went back down to Lawrence to hang out with my friends, and we always go to this one burrito place across the street called Burrito King. Incredible burritos.
Nice.
So cheap. Very good. They have amazing breakfast burritos. And so we went there, and we're standing in line, and then all of a sudden the cops show up, and they're like, then one of the cops pulls me in. He like talks to me, and they spotted me because I was they had recognized me from the security tapes from the week prior. I'm thinking like, what happened? What happened?
Security tapes?
What security tapes?
Yeah.
Right. So what had happened was that night of the roast, when I had too much white wine, I went to Burrito King after they were closed, like after 3:00. They closed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted a burrito, and they weren't open. And so I was like banging on the windows, and I punched it open.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I broke the windows. And then apparently this is what they said. And like some of my friends saw the tape of this. I like punched the windows, I looked in, and then I kind of like walked around and then left. So like I like really wanted a burrito.
Right.
It wasn't about any property damage or anything. So the cops knew that. They were saying, and they recognized me because I wore the exact same clothes I'd worn the week prior. It was like a green sweatshirt and like khakis or something, chinos.
Your Lawrence clothes.
Exactly. I was wearing my Lawrence clothes. Everybody wears them. And so they're like, they recognized me immediately.
Wow.
And so I'm on like the second diversion or whatever it was. I don't remember the legal things at the time. So I was like, oh, I screwed up the first diversion way back in April. And then whatever our lawyer got us out of the second time, I'm going to prison. I'm going to federal prison for a long time. I'm going to go.
That's what's in your head, or that's what they're telling you?
That's in my head.
Okay, all right. Okay.
That's in my head.
No, I understand that. Yeah,
You know, I was
because
like
if you're not-
terrified.
yeah.
If I have no idea, and I'm just dumb, and I'm white.
Of course. Well, yeah, in your head, it's just like, oh, I got arrested again. And obviously it goes from noise complaints to breaking a window to federal jail.
Yes, yeah, that's a natural, like, logical progression. I have no knowledge of the law, but I assume that's how it works.
Right. Yeah.
I have no knowledge now, and I even less then.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh no! Not only do I have to deal with this now, and then like it's with the city because they had registered. They had like, so immediately when I found out, I went to Burrito King and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. And I met the owner. She was like, could not have been nicer. She was like, hey, just pay for the window and we'll call it good. Like we're not gonna press charges. And I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like amazing. Like. So she saved my life, basically. So I wrote a check for the last money of my money for $468. She gave me a free burrito. So it's like the most like the most expensive burrito I've ever. I paid for a $468 burrito.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, just because they had dropped all the charges, they had what's the word? Not launched the complaint, but like filed the complaint with the city. So the city, it was the city's due diligence. So they had to do their due diligence to prosecute it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was out of the person's hand or the business's hands. I don't know how it works.
Sure.
But so then they were like, no, we still gotta deal with this. So I was like, oh no. So I called up John Friedman, my lawyer, and we're like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, I don't know, buddy. Like, we might have to go to some kind of treatment plan, or like maybe they'll let you off easy, and like you'll just pay, and like you have to go to like Alcoholic Anonymous meetings or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh no, I'm not ready to stop drinking. Like, it was a mistake. I'm not crazy, or I'm not like
Right.
So anyway, my girlfriend's in Europe, and I was trying to figure out. I was like I had already bought tickets to go visit her in December, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna have any money to go there, and I may not even be able to go there when I'm shackled in federal in Leavenworth, Kansas, like the federal, I don't know, some massive prison there, whatever. And I'm just like dangling medieval style from in the basement or whatever. Yeah. I'm on the rack. Like they're turning me, but so I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and so. During this process, I was like trying to apply to grad schools too, and I was trying to write the book and take care of Larry, and so it was like it was crazy. It was too crazy, and I was like 22, and I had no life experience. I didn't know anything. Like I knew nothing. Like I knew less than the average like middle schooler. I feel like in a lot of ways. So I just kind of freaked out and was just outrageously anxious for a month, and eventually I was like, I'm just gonna accept whatever happens, and then then the Deus Ex Machina ending, basically, there's a new DA that came from Kansas City to Lawrence, where all this happened.
Yeah.
And he was like clearing house of just like getting rid of old cases. And he saw that I had settled with Burrito King outside of the city. He's like, no, we're not going to deal with that. Screw that.
Oh, wow.
And so I've been on the straight and narrow ever since. Like,
wow.
Yeah, that was my brush with. And so I was like, no, I'm done.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like, like you get an opportunity like that once. Where you're like, nope. Like, so and so I'm here before you, and not
in federal prison.
Not in federal prison. Not yet.
Good.
Yeah.
I am glad.
Good. Me too.
So how much longer did you work for Larry? Until he died?
Well,
is he still alive?
He is passed. He's not alive anymore.
All right. I don't mean to make a joke of the man.
No. I think you'd appreciate it. Like,
oh, good. Do you have to wipe his ass and stuff?
No, that's the question everybody asks. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I didn't. Like, would I have? No, I don't think so. Like, part of being like a 22, I didn't know how to do it, and I was like, oh, fucking 99.
Sure. Yeah.
But like, he didn't like. I've seen like he would like get in the. He only bathed like once in the whole time we ever knew him.
Really?
Yeah. And so,
Huh.
but like he didn't do anything.
Well, sure, but that seems
Yeah, that
unhealthy.
is weird.
He do sponge baths or
Yeah,
anything?
he would. Yeah.
All right, okay.
But
All
I
right.
guess, but like full on like shower. Like,
Yeah.
Only once.
Okay.
Yeah, they would do like sponge bath stuff with him.
Yeah.
And he was also an old farmer, so like they don't like dirt. It means nothing to them.
Well, sure. Yeah.
and like he was
General
born.
health.
Yeah,
hygiene.
yeah.
If you polled all recent college grads and asked like what's the average age of your roommate?
Yeah. That's an outlier. That just screws up the
Yeah,
data.
yeah, that bumps everything up like 5 years.
Yeah.
Everyone would say 23, and then because of you,
23.
it's like
If
28.
there's like young single moms, they'd have like 1 or 2 year olds.
Oh, that's true. That would also
So then
balance
like,
it down.
but then the 99 is gonna like screw all
Right.
that up. Like,
So what happened after you graduated grad school?
so then I went to Thailand to teach English with my girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
For a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had like a couple months, or the summer I was like painting and stuff and saving up money. I went through a program, went to Thailand for a year, and
Painting houses, fences,
I was painting dorm rooms.
dorm rooms.
Yeah, listening to podcasts like 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, just like
Making a living painting dorm rooms.
yeah, painting dorm. Yeah, it was only for the
It's a
summer.
niche.
Yeah, it was.
Was it for the school?
It was for the school.
Okay, I thought you meant like
No.
students.
It was for the
Like-
school, and like there was where we stored the paint was like this legendary place on campus where Ted Bundy like hid out from people when he was on
Really?
the run. Yeah, I don't know what
Oh.
it was. The paint like what we use as paint storage. So it was
Wow.
yeah, it was super. It was the basement there was super creepy. No ghosts that I know of. But,
Right.
I mean, I would put it past them.
No. But then, I mean, I don't. Ghosts shortchange themselves. Why do they choose the rooms and houses that they do?
They're hungry. They have unfinished business. I mean,
It just bothers me.
like
I've taught at a summer camp the last couple of years, and people
Oh,
say
nice.
that the bathroom is haunted.
oh
And
yeah.
I just go, why in God's name would a ghost decide I'm going to hang out in a smelly bathroom?
I mean, like it's a place where people are usually alone, so it's like scarier for this is the scariest place where you could have a ghost, a place you're alone, right?
Ghosts don't scare me
They don't scare me either.
because I
I'm
just
not
think
scared.
it's funny. Yeah, I'm not.
Let
scared.
the
You're
record
scared.
show I'm not scared.
I just find it funny. Now, maybe if I had some terrible, awful experience,
know.
I would have a different
I
perspective.
know, but so far I've never had any ghost experiences.
Yeah, no, neither have I that I know of.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes doors open and close, and and
yeah,
things
yeah.
float in the air. But I just laugh at it. I
You-
just think, well, that's funny.
You have podcast guests who you never see again,
Right.
And you look at the footage, and it's just
Doesn't
you talking
exist.
to
Yeah,
no
talking to
one,
myself.
talking to
Yeah.
yourself.
But I just laugh it all off. This actually did happen. I was in the bedroom using the Apple TV.
Nice.
And I know. I was typing something in, searching for something on the Apple TV, and then letters started just forming that I wasn't typing.
Whoa.
And then they turned into words, and it said, "Help me, Joe, I'm a ghost."
What?
And there was nobody home. That did happen.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm not even bullshitting, Yeah.
And you never figured out what it was?
I didn't even think about it. I was just like, well,
That is what it is.
well.
It's a ghost house. I live here now.
That really did happen, yeah.
Wait, what? That would also screw up the average age of your roommates because a ghost is easily 400, 500 years old, probably.
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 Unless somebody was murdered before I moved in, and then it's a new
Oh,
ghost,
it's
and
a
then it doesn't
fresh
change with
ghost,
the...
and then
And then it has no bearing on the
wow.
median age.
Ignore me.
That really did happen. I
That is-
didn't mention it out loud because I thought it might scare my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so she'll find out via listening to this episode and then ask me if I was lying, and then I'll probably say yes.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
And then she'll ask if I was lying about not lying,
lying.
and then I'll say no, I wasn't. I was
That-
lying. No, I wasn't lying. Where are we at
Wait.
this time in this?
in this in this farce.
yeah.
Wait. So, now I'm fully registering it.
Yeah.
It just happened. Do you think it's programmed in there?
I mean, that'd be weird if somebody just was like, let's just fuck with people once, every Apple TV has like a thing that'll kick in randomly. That'll just say the name of the person and help me, Joe. I'm a ghost.
That is insane. Like
I'm fully realizing it now too. Actually, I truly gave it very little thought in the moment. I
so
just
you
shrugged.
have seen a ghost. You've experienced some
Perhaps.
unexplainable.
Well, yes, something.
Some paranormal.
Yeah. And I literally was like, I just hit delete. Not today, ghost.
Like an urn crashed.
Yeah.
All your
so maybe
books came out.
Maybe there is a ghost in my apartment.
Was that in this?
It was in the bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah. But then again, I just thought, well, if they want to watch me sleep, that's fine.
That's fine. They're not messing with you or anything. I mean, maybe they're taking pictures. I don't know.
Yeah, ghost pics.
Ghost pics. I did find some pictures of you online that looked like they had been taken
Really?
by ghosts. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it was like you and your girlfriend sleeping. Just
What gave it away that it was a ghost that took it?
there were like a little ghost finger was on the corner.
Okay.
Like I was like, like
Top-notch content. I wish my podcast would break down like the topics and the minutes that it happened at.
yes.
One of my favorite, Bill Simmons has a podcast, and he breaks down the different topics like that. So I would love it if it actually,
Ghost
yeah,
framing. Ghost
yeah. I
pictures.
used to talk about that. How I think I'd be more productive if I did have somebody transcribing my daily activities
Oh,
and
absolutely.
conversations.
Absolutely. It's like when
You
you
know.
like when you like keep track of your money and you're like, I'm spending this much on
Right.
on I don't know, porno. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna
Well-
look for it for free. Or you're like, I'm spending this much time talking about ghosts.
Right.
Like I need to spend more time talking.
Right,
Because,
yeah.
like, that's not
Yeah.
very much.
So what? So you taught English in where?
In Thailand.
In Thailand.
In south of
Is that something you'd
Bangkok.
wanted to do?
Well, so my girlfriend and I, we had talked about wanting to teach abroad somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we were looking at all the different places on like what worked out with our schedule in terms of the school year. And Thailand looked like the best matchup. And like, so we decided to do that. We went through a program, paid a little extra so we wouldn't get like screwed over. Because sometimes like schools will like not pay you. At least some of our friends in South Korea had that experience. We're like,
Okay.
well, like, let's just put a little safeguard on there so we don't like run into any trouble. Like,
Sure.
stranded. So yeah, we did that, and I taught third graders English. I also taught preschool in the after school program. But
Wow.
mostly just third graders. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
because I had taught freshman composition or whatever, like so freshman in college and some other classes like that in my grad school.
Oh, in grad school you were teaching. Oh,
yeah,
that's
it
cool.
was like a paid stipend. thing.
Nice.
So like I was like studying literature and then teaching, like
Yeah.
how to write essay 101, you know. So
Right.
that was fun. So I had teaching experience, and I didn't go into like debt for grad school, you know, which
Nice.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And so then I went from teaching like 21-year-olds to like teaching bratty 8-year-olds. They were like well behaved, I should say. Well, way more behaved.
Yeah.
Well behaved than like the freshmen were.
Sure.
And they were only 8 or 9, you know.
Yeah.
But they were good. Teaching them English was pretty fun. Had like the class sizes are huge there,
Mhm.
so it's like I had like 39 students in my main class.
Do you have like an aide who speaks the
Yes,
language?
Yeah. you
Okay,
do.
because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say, how do you control 40 kids that don't understand what you're saying?
So yeah, that's a fair question. And so I taught 4 different classes. So there's my main class I was with the whole time. So those are the advanced students. Their English was really good,
Okay.
and there was like their actual teacher was in the room all the time, so she would control them. But they were pretty well behaved.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 classes were like there weren't intensive English, and I had a teacher in there that would control them, but I did nothing. I
Right.
couldn't control. They were wild. They were wild little animals. Like they were insane.
Yeah.
They were really funny too, but like they were just like didn't care. They didn't like English sucked to them. Well, I mean
Sure.
some of them liked it, but like I just couldn't control them at all.
Well, yeah. Well, because at that age, like, I already know language.
Yeah,
Why do- why?
exactly.
What are we doing here?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And some were really good at it and stuff and wanted to learn. So it was like with those classes, I was like, well, if I can help like 5 kids like learn, then I won't feel like bad about it.
Exactly. That's what you got to do with you got to just like zone in on like a couple.
Yes, exactly. And like
That's
they're
been-
like, why is it like this? And I'm like, oh, because of this. And like, and it's like, who knows? Like I
Yeah.
did my good deed for the day. I can go to the teacher's lounge and take a nap, you know, which I did a lot.
Nice.
I hope they're not watching. No, they won't.
Yeah, well.
I don't work there anymore.
No, you don't.
Do I?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know. I might work there still. I don't.
So then, what? You come back? You do it for a year?
Yeah, I did it for a year. Then we traveled for a little bit, and then came and moved. Like we were gonna move out to LA, but we didn't have any money, and we were like, okay.
Did you know you wanted to like write comedy and write stuff? Or?
Yeah, I did. And I had a couple friends that got into it while I was in grad school, and I was like learning about Chaucer, and they were like doing that, and I was like real. It took me a while to realize like the only thing I liked about I was an okay writer. And what I liked about literature was like the jokes, or like the funny things.
Right.
It just didn't occur to me because I was like, oh, I like all the funny stories and stuff about
Sure.
this. And I was like, I want to be doing that. I don't want to be doing this really. So I got the degree anyway because I was like, I'm in it. I might as well just have something to fall back on. So I can teach. I could like teach conceivably. And so yeah. So then I knew I wanted to do that, but we were like, let's take a year and travel, or let's go teach somewhere so we can travel a bunch because we'll never have another time in our lives.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
we're like untethered to
Yes.
reality. No, untethered to any like roots or
Responsibilities.
whatever. Responsibilities. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's way better.
Mhm.
And so we did that, and then we were like, okay, we can move to LA, but we don't have any money, so we'll just like go back home for a little bit because both our parents were in Kansas. Mine
Yeah.
were in Topeka, and her parents were in Lawrence. Like, okay, we'll move back in for a brief period, get some money, and then blast out.
Mhm.
And then that just turned into like, so what was supposed to be like 2-3 months turned into like 9 months. So this is
Okay.
like last November we came back from Thailand.
Okay.
I was like, I'll be here through Christmas, then figure something out.
Right.
I was like, nah, this is going to take a lot longer to save up. I was a substitute teacher at my old high school.
So you went back to
10
the
years.
junior blues.
I returned to the junior blues. Like,
Did you come back as a full-on blue? Like, did you have the blues?
I had the blues every
Yeah.
day. So I was just a substitute. So it was like, some of the teachers were still there, but most of them moved on. But like, they could hook me up and get me like regular gigs. So I was like subbing at the high school. I mean, it started out doing a little elementary, but then it was quickly full time. And
What's that like being back in your high school? Like only 5 years? 6 years?
This was 9 years.
Oh,
I was gonna
9
say
years.
10.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
10
okay,
years
so
after
10
the
years
fact.
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not. It was extremely depressing, and like any like good memories I had of high school were kind
Yeah.
of like paved over by the new depressed, like me being 27,
Yeah.
26, both. In walking the same halls and being like, what? I thought I was gonna like do stuff and go somewhere. And then
Right.
I'm like, and I'm really bad at disciplining kids. Like I can't. Like I learned that in grad school, but I continue to do it. Like
Sure.
not good in Thailand at doing it. Even worse in America, like doing with elementary school, middle school, high school kids. Like just not good at it.
Yeah.
But it gave me a lot of free time to write.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
watched a lot of movies.
Well, and I would
in
imagine,
class.
and also just to clarify, I mean, like I know somebody who teaches at my high school and loves it and everything's great. So we're not bashing on anyone who wants to do that, but
No.
but you had aspirations of, moving
Yeah,
to
yeah.
LA and being a writer, and so it's just this weird like, has any time passed at all? Am I
Yes.
17 again?
It
What's
wa-
happening?
But also, like, yeah. Am I trapped?
Am I in a Zac Efron movie with Matthew Perry?
I was though. It was because like everyone was 17 or I was 17. But so I saw teachers there that like loved to teach and were amazing at it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they like want the kids to learn. And it was awesome because I was like, there are good people out there that like doing that. And I was like, oh, it's just not for me.
Right. You're like, I don't want to do any of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I don't give a shit about any of these
right,
things.
right. I like want to like the kid like some of like really funny. I was like, oh, I just want to goof around like
Sure,
they're funny
yeah,
kids
yeah.
like they would do stuff that like was like clearly to like annoy me, but I was also kind of like not bad. Like these kids still got it. Like so I was doing that and then finally moved out here, saved up enough money to move out here, and so we left last September.
Yeah.
Or in September, stayed with my girlfriend's grandma for a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
found a place, and then moved in officially in October.
Nice.
So,
And now you're living the dream.
I'm living the Hollywood dream, man. Hollywood nights, Hollywood days, Sunset Boulevard,
Is it Daze, D-A-Z-E?
DAZE.
You living that Hollywood days?
Where, like, trying to find parking.
Be careful. That days can lead to being like the 60-year-olds that are walking around and who just clearly had dreams 35 years ago and now
yeah.
don't.
They don't have the dreams, but they have all the advice of like someone who.
Oh, you talk to them.
Oh, they talk to me.
Oh, okay.
Here's what you gotta do. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, brother.
And I say this only because I can't wait for like 8 years from now when you are somebody.
Thank you.
But yeah, it'll be nice when you like, have done something you're proud of.
Right, exactly. That'll feel good, and I'll be like, I remember when I went on Joe's podcast.
Yeah.
I was a little baby.
And then I'll still be sitting in this kitchen.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to try and piggyback on that.
yeah, and I'll
be
take
like,
you with me. Like,
oh, great. No, I'll just re-release this episode. At that point, I'll be at episode 512. I'll be like, back on episode 83.
oh yeah. And we'll watch it and we have reactions. We'll both have like gray beards.
Yes.
And, we'll be like older and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll do it. I promise. But I'm here to ride on your coattails, Joe. This is
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Hey, wait, I'm in the mud.
Stuck in the mud.
I don't know where to go.
My coat doesn't even have tails. That's right.
I'm like hanging on, they rip off. I'm right here. They duct taped up. Oh, what the hell?
Oh man, I chose the wrong guy.
Your jacket just splits down the middle.
Yep.
I'm like, what the?
Yep. Well, congrats on being out here.
Thank you. Then thank you for having me on.
Oh, of
Thank you
course.
I should have said that at the top, but I don't know podcast etiquette.
Well,
Just
it makes sense to do it at the end because,
Yeah.
what if this has gone terribly and then you'd already thanked me? Do you have social medias?
yeah. Follow me
Do you
on
post things?
I do. Follow me on Twitter at Golden Shower. My last name is Schauer, so Austin Schauer, spelled Schauer. Golden Shower. That's my. Someone already had the Instagram one. I'm on Instagram too at Cold Shower, same spelling, but yeah, Golden Shower was taken, and the guy doesn't even update it. So if you're watching, Andrew, I'd love to have it. If you're not using it. Yeah.
Oh, that just makes me very happy.
yeah. So
You know, I'm used to hearing people plug with like at blah 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 official or whatever.
Yeah.
Get at me a golden shower.
yeah, hit me up on there. Send me your pics.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
That was the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I hope you did too. That's all I've got for this week. Give us that 5-star rating. I'm going to go to bed. I've been up for 26 hours. I had an early flight. Anyway, fun times. So I'm going to bed. If it's late at night, you should go to bed too. If it's morning, don't go to bed. Seize the day. Do something. Maybe it'll be a bad time that makes a good story, and you can email me all about it at badtimesgoodstoriespodcast@gmail.com. All right. I'm going to bed. God bless. Good night. Good morrow. Until next Wednesday, keep laughing.